live on ABC 22. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Here's some quick stories you're seeing on social this morning. Robert Kennedy Jr., the son of the famed Bobby Kennedy, is seeking the Democratic nomination for president in 2024. Now, he's just the fourth member of the Kennedy family to campaign for the White House.
Interesting. A new video out of Florida shows one animal making a bad life decision. Okay. Oh, I see. The bobcat crossing the street decided it was gonna, take on an alligator. No big deal.
I didn't realize how long bobcats' legs are.
I know.
That's kind of a weird, looks like a chupacabra or something.
Looks like a dog.
Oh my gosh.
Doesn't it look like a dog?
Why would you mess with an alligator?
I don't know. Ask the bobcat.
I guess. And Warner Brothers is remaking Harry Potter.
Oh.
Yeah. Apparently HBO is set to release a new Harry Potter TV show. Each season will focus on one of the books.
I'm kind of excited about that.
Some people are not happy about this, by the way.
Of course not. I'm a Potter.
Because we want to complain about everything.
So. I know. That's how we are. Well, we are waking up to a much calmer start to the morning. High winds and storms yesterday. Yeah, yesterday we saw severe thunderstorm warnings in parts of our area. But here with a look at this morning's forecast, let's send it over to meteorologist Nick Maruziak. Nick?
Yeah, much quieter conditions across the area. It was a day where we actually did have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings, especially I believe it was the Troy area yet again. Today we're looking at temperatures in the 50s, but that's for the afternoon. In the meantime, kind of an interesting setup because we do have 40s right now. I mean, this is certainly cooler than this time 24 hours ago. Look at that temperature difference, 25 to 30 degrees. That is an impressively cool down. Now, as for the actual temperature during the morning, it'll be somewhere between low to mid 40s. We will have generally cloudy skies. I think it's more of a high level overcast by the late morning hours, but that mid morning hours, it's probably just going to be, I would say, a little bit on the cloudier side. Either way, it's a day that it will be calmer. We'll see much calmer conditions over the next, not just a few days, but actually the week in total. We'll talk about that coming up in just a bit. But first, let's get you out the door this morning. There's still probably going to be some puddles, maybe not necessarily on the interstates themselves, although there does look like a little bit of standing water on that Main Street shot. It's going to be those side roads and especially areas that don't drain well that are going to have the problems. Right for now, the only incidents, noteworthy things, the entrance ramp 75 north, as well as between 44 and 52, some lane restrictions on 75.
This morning, many across the Midwest left dealing with the aftermath of those storms. And Dayton 24/7 Now's Alex King continues our team coverage this morning with a look at that impact. Alex.
At least one person is dead this morning after a storm that hit Louisville. That same storm hit an apartment complex, leaving about 50 people without a home. In this video, you can see that severe damage, trees and debris from the building left behind. Emergency crews had the area blocked. It's just a mess. You can see a man recalls helping evacuate people from the apartment complex.
We saw the roof come off. We got up there, he went in one building and started evacuating people, and then I went in a townhouse and found the guy that was trapped, and we were just getting all the kids out and everybody out. We didn't really know what was going on. It happened so quick, but fortunately we were both here and was able to get in there, and nobody was hurt except for the one gentleman, but he left on his own power.
It's not the only area waking up to chaos this morning. We're monitoring social media throughout the morning, and here you can see we've got this is just a result of Ohio storms. We're going to pull up some Twitter posts from here. This is Tyler Berry. He posted this video yesterday. He said very intense winds and decent hail plowing into western Mahoning County, Route 534 north of Route 14. You can see that the wires are blowing in the wind. You can see the trees, a very intense storm passing through. We're also going to take a look at our very own Natalie Walters. She posted a TikTok yesterday. She said her daughter asked to open the window to hear the rain. So it was definitely calm hearing the rain, but it was very intense across the Midwest. So we're going to continue to follow this and keep you updated on air and online at Dayton247now.com. Back to you guys.
This morning, we know former Vice President Mike Pence will testify in a special counsel probe investigating efforts by former President Trump and his allies to subvert the 2020 election. Now, Pence stated before he believes the Constitution protects him from needing to testify since he was serving as president of the Senate on January 6th. But a federal judge didn't agree and last week ordered him to testify. Pence suggested at the time he might appeal, but a spokesperson confirms he will not.
Dominion Voting Systems, who makes and sells voting hardware and software, could call on Rupert Murdoch to testify in court. The $1.6 billion defamation lawsuit accuses the Fox Media Network of promoting false claims Dominion conspired to steal the 2020 election from former President Donald Trump. That's according to the judge overseeing the case. Now, the judge says he won't stand in the way if Dominion issues a subpoena for Murdoch or other corporate officers. Now, other high-profile Fox employees are expected to testify, including Tucker Carlson, Maria Bartiromo, and Sean Hannity.
We're kicking off our 2023 election coverage tonight as we're less than a month away from May elections. In Washington Township, an updated recreation levy will be on the May ballot. Gwenna Falloon spoke with the township's recreations director about what we need to know.
According to Recreation Director Mark Metzger, homeowners will be paying about $53 per year per every $100,000 in home value. He says that comes out to about a $2 monthly increase. Right now, the Recreation Department is operating with a $1 million levy, so increasing it to 1.5 will bring in an extra $1.3 million. The main focus is going to be on Countryside Park. Metzger says they haven't made changes over the last few years, and it's starting to show its age.
We're looking at trying to improve some of those structures, so things like bridges, things like our paths, things like our picnic shelters, adding some permanent bathrooms back there, and increasing access to some of our water areas.
And although the main focus is going to be the park, Metzger tells me not all of the money will be used for that. He says things like the HVAC and parking lot are also due for repair and renovation. Reporting in Washington Township, I'm Gwenna Falloon.
We now know one person is dead after a head-on crash in Champaign County. Now, it was a crash between a semi and an SUV on State Route 56 near State Route 4. The driver of the SUV died.
And last night, all lanes on I-75 North closed temporarily because of a jackknife semi. The truck hit a wall. All three lanes in the northbound part of it shut down for nearly 2 hours. No other vehicles were involved.
And an update this morning on work being done at Salem Avenue. Construction is moving on to phase 3 in the process. Now that means more reconstruction for curbs, sidewalks, and streetlight infrastructure. This time they're going to focus between Manhattan Avenue and Cornell Drive, which is at the bottom of this map here. Phase 2 will wrap up in the next few weeks, and they will continue adding more sections of the roads to get all the way up to Hillcrest Avenue.
Well, today is an excellent day for an Easter egg hunt at Belmont Park. The Dayton Department of Recreation and the Easter Bunny, of course, are hosting the hunt tonight at 6 p.m. Anyone 10 years old and younger is invited to bring their basket and have some fun. It only lasts until all eggs are collected, so make sure you get there early.
Our time right now, 5:08. Don't forget your headlines are scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
And your weather on the side of your screen all morning long, even during commercials.
I'm Angela Brown in Washington, D.C. Non-compete contracts. Millions of American workers have them, but that could soon change. The proposed rule and how you can still weigh in.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
on ABC 22. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Good morning. After all the rain, and this goes back a couple of days, it's going to take at least a few days for some of us to dry things out, but we're going to have an extended drier spell, as well as somewhat of a cooler spell as well. Over the central United States, a lot more calm air is in place, and I think that's going to be a theme, not just for today, but again, through the weekend and into early next week. Differences today and tomorrow should feature a little bit more clouds. By the time we get into the afternoon, evening, there may be a period or two where we could eke out just a little bit more sunshine. I don't expect it to be sunny necessarily all day, but there will at least be some breaks in the overcast. For tomorrow, starting out in the 30s, perhaps even low 30s across north, should be able to get up to around 60 degrees, especially farther to the south, probably more mid-50s to the north. But again, it is cooler than it is going to be necessarily for the next few days beyond that, and also much so than yesterday or the day before. Mid-50s, 30s, and then upper 50s for tomorrow. And again, anywhere between mostly cloudy to partly cloudy over the next 48 hours. Weekend turns fantastic, though. Low to mid-60s, so really nice conditions for Easter itself, especially if you're doing anything outdoors, whether the Easter Bunny's visiting or maybe perhaps you're taking those springtime photos outside. For early next week, temperatures also going to be in the 60s and 70s. This morning, it is quiet on the roads, no major issues. Just a reminder, though, there could be still some standing water, especially in areas that don't drain particularly that well. So keep that in mind as you begin your morning.
Time is running out for Americans to weigh in on a policy change impacting nearly 30 million workers, and it all boils down to what employees can do after they leave their job.
Dayton 24/7 Now's National Desk Angela Brown joins us now with more on the battle over non-compete contracts.
When you think of non-compete clauses, what comes to mind? A tech worker, a high-paid surgeon, but it may be the person making your burger. Elizabeth Wilkins from the Federal Trade Commission breaks down the numbers on PBS.
30 million Americans we think are covered by non-competes. So that's everybody from minimum wage workers, security guards, folks who are flipping burgers, to middle wage workers, journalists.
The FTC is proposing banning non-competes. It's an agreement between an employer and a worker, blocking the employee from working for a competing company or starting a competing business within a certain geographic area and time frame after the worker leaves the company. Labor lawyers say non-competes keep wages down.
If you want to leave and you don't have a non-compete and a competitor wants to pay you more money or make your work environment better, you should be free to do that. And if your current employer wants to keep you, they can match the offer.
Businesses argue non-compete agreements protect trade secrets and guard against employees starting competing businesses or leaving for the competition. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce, which represents more than 3 million businesses, releasing this statement, calling the FTC's rulemaking blatantly unlawful. The Chamber even threatening to sue. The FTC feeling the pressure.
And they're under such pressure to not ban non-competes because the lobbyists for big business are saying the sky will fall, and it won't fall.
If you'd like to comment on banning non-competes, there is still time left. The Federal Trade Commission voted to extend the public comment period on the proposed rule until April 19th. I'm Angela Brown in Washington, D.C.
Well, today marks the beginning of some of the holiest days of the year for Christians. Around the world, Christians are remembering the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Now, here's a live look this morning from Spain. All week long, groups process throughout the city of Valladolid. Now, they carry centuries-old statues and floats created by famous artists.
Our time right now is 5:17. Celebrating all Scots and crisscross, you don't stop. Just ahead, the plaid pattern that is popular look today.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Today we're discussing one of the most important parts of your home. Well, it's not the most glamorous. If it's not taken care of, your home could have major damage. Any guesses? We're talking roofs, and most importantly, signs that it might be time to replace yours. To start, you're going to want to do an interior check by going up in the attic with a flashlight to look for stains, streaks, and beams of light. I'd also look for water damage in areas that might be sagging. Seeing issues on the interior can help locate the problem on the outside. Next, on the exterior, keep an eye on the shingles, look for patches with cracks, buckling, or damage. While these are just initial indicators, there are many other signs to look out for. Need a hand? We have pros here to help.
At Expert Roofing, we can spot a leak a mile away, but we'd rather do it up on your roof. With a free roof assessment from Expert Roofing, we can identify trouble areas and pinpoint any leaks. So contact Expert Roofing for a free roof assessment. One call today.
Live on ABC 22, you're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Good morning. Time to go to Pet of the Day, and today's pet is Atlas. And if you don't recognize the owner's name, well, she'll be on your TV here in not too distant future. This is, of course, Alex's bulldog, I believe. English, I believe. I'll have to ask her about that. So Atlas deciding to take some time out to rest on the floor. You know, probably a lot of dogs were inside yesterday based on the rain that we had. I mean, it was coming down at times. The good news is no major weather on its way. The bad news is, of course, it's probably yellow and, frankly, brown paws all day because it is going to be so muddy. I don't think just today, but probably even, dare I say, into Sunday, especially if your yard isn't draining well, or perhaps maybe you don't have a spot that gets sunshine. it is going to take a while to get the water out of the ground, but probably by next week we're actually going to be in need of some rain across the area based on the dryness we're expecting. As for right now, here's what it looks like on the roads. Quiet weather conditions thus far on 70 and 75. No major issues at Main Street or 3rd. Needmore also moving smoothly, and don't see any tie-ups on the state roads either.
Johnson & Johnson has proposed paying $8.9 billion to settle the talcum powder lawsuits. More than 60,000 suits have been filed alleging harm from J&J's talcum powder. This money will be paid over 25 years. The court still has to consider that proposal. Last year, members of Generation Z bought 20% less milk than the national average, according to the market research company Circana. Milk has been a tough sell with Gen Z. These are folks born between 1997 and 2012. One of the reasons is they're choosing increasingly alternative milks like oat milk and almond milk instead of cow's milk. And Gen Z gets more joy seeing their pet than their partner. Gen Z more likely than any other generation to invest their saved money on their pet and then use it to go on vacation. In fact, 41% of Gen Zers are more likely to spend $100 on their pet than their partner. Now, this was conducted by one poll on behalf of Synchrony, and the survey also found half of baby boomers spend less than $150 each month on basic pet expenses. From the NASDAQ market site, I'm Jane King. Here's your health.
Well, break out your kilts. Woo! Yeah, got mine on right now. It's National Tartan Day. A tartan is a plaid pattern made up of crisscross vertical and horizontal bands in a mix of colors. You see behind me right now. Looks awfully nice. Yes, I am. They're commonly found in Scottish kilts, and different patterns are associated with different Scottish families and clans. Today, celebrities Americans with Scottish ancestries. It also honors the Declaration of Arbroath, which is the asserted Scottish independence from England in the 1300s. When Congress first considered National Tartan Day, lawmakers cited that declaration as inspiration for our own Declaration of Independence. Now, I am just a little bit Scottish, so I need to get my kilt on. What?
I don't believe that you're Scottish, like
I
at
am
all, in any way, shape, or form.
No,
You're very Eastern European.
No, my dad's side. So my mom's side is all Eastern European. My dad's is like the England, Scottish. Yeah, so.
I'm very surprised by this.
I look way more Eastern European.
You look exactly like your mom.
Yeah, I pick up her traits.
Yeah, 100%.
For sure.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm Italian, but you would never know it. When I say that, everyone's like, yeah, okay.
Well, nobody's seen you with the mob, which we know.
It's not a thing, Nathan. It's not a thing.
I don't know.
I'm going to step this way.
Not a thing, Nathan.
Yeah, you might want a couple of meteorologists have disappeared over the years.
Oh,
Nick,
please.
okay?
They left on their own accord.
What?
Wink, wink.
Anyways, good luck, Nick. Our time right now, 5:25, still to come.
Severe damage left behind across the Midwest from yesterday's storm. We're going to take a look at the aftermath coming up next.
And a fatal fire and a life-saving message just ahead. Clara Faith talks with the American Red Cross about the free fire alarms they're now passing out nationwide.
In today's Tech Bites, Snapchat working to improve its AI chatbot. After reports it was responding in unsafe ways, Snapchat has launched some new tools. They include an age filter to make sure responses are appropriate and information for parents about how their kids are using the chatbot. Google wants to help users delete app accounts more easily, so it says Android apps found in the Play Store must let users delete accounts and purge the data inside the app and on the web. The new policy won't be fully implemented until June of next year. And Waze is making it easier to customize your drive. Users can now change their app theme and select from a number of voices to serve as navigators, including singers Kalani and Boy George. There's also a Zodiac theme, where you select mood icons and vehicles to match your sign. Now, if you pick the pirate theme, you'll always know where you are. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Irresistibly smooth chocolate. To put the world on pause. Lindor Almond Butter, made to melt you. By the Lindt Master Chocolatier.
Up at 2 a.m.,
again.
Woman tosses and turns.
Tonight, try Pearsease All Night. Unlike other sleep aids, our extended release melatonin helps you sleep longer and longer. ZzzQuil Pearsease All Night. Fall asleep, stay asleep.
Your shipping manager left to find themselves, leaving you lost. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Indeed Instant Match instantly delivers quality candidates matching your job description. Visit Indeed.com.
Live on ABC 22, you're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Let's take a look at some stories you're waking up to on social this morning. Protesters in Paris drape a massive banner there at the top saying 64, it's no. This is in protest of the government's proposal to raise the retirement age from 62 to 64.
Here in America, we'd be like, meh.
We'd be like,
sounds good to me.
We'll work till we're dead.
And most of us do. And why is this baby crying? That poor baby. Oh, the dog stole its pacifier. Or her pacifier.
The dog was like using the pacifier.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh my god.
You know what it looks like? It looks like, what's the thing on Star Wars? No, not Chewbacca.
Ewok.
They look like an Ewok.
These zoo animals had a great Easter egg hunt. Now, zookeepers in London surprise animals with Easter eggs filled with treats. What do you give a tiger?
I don't know. I was wondering this. Well, meat, obviously. What else would it have?
I don't know.
What do we got there? I can't. Oh, no, it's just the Easter egg. Oh, well.
Oh, that's cute.
That is cute. It's going to be our toddler. Or my toddler, I should say, this weekend. All right, well, yesterday's early morning tornado in Missouri actually killed several people and injured others and had widespread damage.
Ding 24/7 Now's Alex King is live with a look at what's left behind. Alex.
Yeah, at least 5 people are dead after that tornado in Bollinger County. In this drone video, you can see trees all over the place, homes destroyed, and a lot of mess left to clean up. Missouri's Governor Mike Parson speaking out about this tragedy.
I think when you look at the devastation of this, it's going to be weeks upon months to be able to recover. It's a long journey ahead for the people that live here.
Here at home, we've had a few people chime in photos and videos of the storm, so we're going to give you a look at that. We can see a lot of beautiful photos of, let's see if I can get it to scroll. Okay, maybe not. Let's just click a picture and go with that. All right, you can see a bunch of beautiful pictures of rainbows, kind of the calm after the storm. We really, truly love seeing your guys' photos and videos. Let's see if I can X out and pull out a different one. I don't know if this is going to work. All right, there we go. Here's another rainbow. Gorgeous, beautiful. Again, the calm after the storm. We do have some videos that we're going to show you coming up of some of the storm during it. And we always want to see your weather photos. Scan the QR code. We're going to pull it up on your screen right now. That will take you to our Chime-In page where you can upload your photos to us. You might even see them on air at Dayton 24/7 now.
We are waking up to perhaps an area or two of drizzle across the area. You know, it's one of those mornings where I can't say for certain that there won't be a couple of drops, but I really don't think that it's going to be anything that's going to be truly that bad or that horrendous or really impactful. What is impactful? Big temperature drop across the area. Yesterday we started out, don't forget, in the low 70s, and today upper 30s, mid 40s. Note the wind direction. It's not going to get better. It is going to get cooler across the area. And a bus stop, it just never quite warms up this morning. Later on today, as we do get maybe just a little bit more of moderation when it comes to the air, plus a little bit of sunshine, that should just be enough to push us into the low to mid 50s across most of the Miami Valley. As for the Miami Valley, the morning isn't that bad, other than maybe just some spots still have a little bit of standing water. I haven't seen any tie-ups or concerns on the interstates or state roads thus far.
Right now, Dayton Congressman Mike Turner is visiting Europe. Now here's a look at his Twitter page showing Congressman Turner meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Now, while in Austria, Turner said the U.S. supporting Ukraine's fight is vital and sending a message to other world leaders.
The initial Russian invasion certainly shows to China that this is not a walk in the park for them if they should choose to invade Taiwan, and that Taiwan does have the support of the United States.
Taiwan's president is in the U.S. right now. She just met with House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. The U.S. acknowledges China's position that Taiwan is part of its country, but doesn't recognize Chinese sovereignty over the island.
A new report just released by the Maryland Attorney General details decades of child sex abuse in the Archdiocese of Baltimore. The 450-page document identifies nearly 160 priests and other church members accused of abusing more than 600 people. Among the accounts, a deacon who admitted to abusing more than 100 children and a priest who abused 20 students at a Catholic boys' school after receiving psychiatric treatment.
While it may be too late for the survivors to see criminal justice served, we hope that exposing the Archdiocese's transgressions to the fullest extent possible will bring some measure of accountability and perhaps encourage others to come forward.
Now, the Archbishop of Baltimore offered an apology to survivors, confirming the accounts in the report and vowing to prevent future abuse. The Archdiocese of Cincinnati released its own list of priests with substantiated allegations of sexually abusing a minor. It includes 16 priests from the Archdiocese, 51 priests who ministered in the Archdiocese but were actually not a part of it. And according to the Archdiocese of Cincinnati, all of the priests on the list have either died, been removed from the priesthood, or banned from public ministry.
Right now, the Indiana State Fire Marshal is working to find out what caused a deadly fire yesterday. According to the Union City Police Chief, crews responded around 3:20 a.m. to a home on Greenville Pike. The 911 call reported a person was trapped inside. Crews extinguished the fire and found a 60-year-old man dead. Investigators are still working to identify him.
Right now, the American Red Cross is kicking off its Sound the Alarm campaign to install free alarms nationwide. Our Clara Faith spoke with the organization about their goals to keep you safe.
The American Red Cross is using the Sound Alarm campaign to help reduce house fire deaths and injuries. As you can see throughout our station, we have smoke detectors set up. Volunteers are needed to help install free smoke detectors throughout the Dayton community, and Red Cross officials tell me it's all free.
We go knocking on doors, door to door, asking residents if we can come inside and install free smoke alarms in their homes. There's absolutely no catch.
And if you'd like to volunteer, you can go to our website at Dayton247.com and click the link in this story. Back to you.
The Dayton Business Journal has named the 2023 40 Under 40 winners, and our very own Elise Coulter was named on this year's list. This marks the 26th year the DBJ has honored the region's brightest young professionals. Roughly 200 people from around the Miami Valley were nominated this year. Congrats to all the winners. especially Elise. And congrats for being under 40 years old.
I know, that's the real prize here. I didn't
That's the
age
more
out.
shocking part.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Okay, you have no room to talk, my friend.
Hey, you know what, though? You have been a hardworking member of this team for a long time.
That just means I'm old. Thank you.
Yes, but I mean, you deserve this.
Well, thank you. And Nathan was actually the one I found out that nominated me. So, thank you. I
actually do like you, believe it or not.
That's what they say. Well, the feeling is not mutual. No, I'm just kidding.
Just keep crying. My soul is dead. Don't worry.
So ridiculous.
But again, you know, under 40. I would not have ever guessed that, but
wow, he's just really going
He is, yeah, really likes me, let me tell you.
I'm getting my shots back right now.
Oh, okay, thank you. Well, just wait. Just wait.
Oh, God. Our time right now is 5:37. Don't forget to get your headlines scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
Your weather, of course, on the side of your screen all morning long, even during commercials.
Rain, rain, go away.
Again, another day.
So the Reds can play another game. Oh, just ahead. Matt Digby has the Cincy schedule. They ain't gonna win. No. Change for not one, but 2 games.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Good morning. Here's what we're looking at this morning. 50s, 40s, and 30s. 40s and 30s to the northwest. 50s and even a 60 still on the board in Pittsburgh and in West Virginia this morning. So a pretty good gamut across the Great Lakes into the Ohio River valleys. Look at what is further to the northwest. I just don't see us tapping into that. What we are going to get is the pattern almost flattening out, if you will. So right now it's a little bit more up, down, and then what'll come is more of a west-east pattern, which suggests the temperatures will be nearing average, if not around average, within a few degrees of it. Today, it'll take a while, but we should be able to get into the mid-50s. This is we do start out a lot more cloudy and also, frankly, a lot more cool than we have as of late. It is going to be quiet, though, this morning, so good news there.
Good morning. I'm Matt Digby with a look at sports. The plan on Wednesday for the Cincinnati Reds was to finish their series with the Chicago Cubs with an afternoon game. Of course, the weather had other plans, meaning no ball game in Hamilton County. In fact, Wednesday's game has been postponed to September when it will be played as part of a split doubleheader. And also, the Reds actually have today off, too, due to the weather. They were supposed to start a road trip at Philadelphia, but the Phillies made the call yesterday to move today's game to Friday, which was originally a scheduled off day. Reds right now 3-2. They've hit at least one home run in all 5 games so far. They have road series at Philly and Atlanta before hosting the Phillies next Thursday, April 13th. Basketball news for the Miami Valley. Tri-Village senior Riley Sagister will continue her career as a student athlete at Wright State. Sagister, who helped the Lady Patriots complete a perfect season and win the Division IV state championship. She had originally committed to Marshall University in West Virginia, but then reopened her recruitment after the Thundering Herd changed coaches. Sagister was named Division IV Player of the Year and was runner-up in the voting for Ohio's Miss Basketball. That will do it for sports. I'm Matt Digby.
Our time right now is 5:43. Take me out to the ball game. This is a musical morning, isn't it?
No.
Yes. The Dragon season ready to start. Just ahead, who they're playing tonight on the road and when you can catch the home opener.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Live on ABC 22. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
A new study is giving you one more reason to get a good night's sleep. Researchers say poor quality sleep may raise your risk for stroke. The study was published in the Journal of Neurology. It looked at data from nearly 4,500 people. Researchers found people who slept less than 5 hours a night on average were 3 times more likely to have a stroke. That's compared to those who got the recommended 7 hours of sleep. However, you also don't want to overdo it. The study found sleeping more than 9 hours a night on average increased stroke risk twofold.
That explains a lot for me. Yeah, high consumption of free sugar could lead to at least 45 negative health outcomes. That's according to a new study published Wednesday in the Journal of BMJ. Gosh, we're all going to die. U.S. and Chinese researchers found that added sugars, which are in foods like syrups, honey, fruit juice, vegetable juice, and purees, are associated with significantly higher risks of many sicknesses, including diabetes, gout, obesity, high blood pressure, heart attack, stroke, cancer, asthma, tooth decay, depression, and early death. What an uplifting story. Nope, no fun for us. It says people should limit free sugar intake to about 6 teaspoons per day. We're all going to die, Nick.
Well, that stinks to be you guys. I don't do sugar. I'm kidding around. No, I kid around. I eat way too much sugar. Here's what we're looking at right now as you look over downtown Dayton. A morning that is much calmer than yesterday. Yesterday ended up not necessarily being a severe weather outbreak like we thought it could end up. Instead, what ended up happening is we just got a lot of rain. Part of the reason goes to actually during the, let's say, afternoon or late morning time period. That's where we did have one round of rain moved through. That was that round around noontime that produced some of the heavier rumbles of thunder. What that effectively did was it took all the instability out of the air. So when the main line came through, it had already been worked over. The atmosphere wasn't as conducive to severe weather. And if you were watching out to the west and then out to the east, there was almost a period where we had a lull in the amount of severe thunderstorm warnings. That timed out right about as that secondary line started up. Meanwhile, line of storms moving through portions of Texas and Louisiana. It's going to be just some clouds for us during the front half of the day. Second half of the day could get a little bit of sunshine. Tomorrow, probably a mix of sun and clouds, but we will also see those high clouds more or less than the low clouds. As for today, 55 degrees. Tonight, 36 degrees. Tomorrow, upper 50s. We will get temperatures continuing to climb into early next week, with temperatures on Tuesday and Wednesday back to around 70 degrees. As for traffic this morning, haven't seen any major issues outside. That's certainly some good news. And the only issue may be just a little bit of standing water here or there on the roads that don't drain well.
Our time right now, 5:49. Night Fever, we know how to do it. Why don't I not know this song? Just ahead, the iconic suit. Do you know it? Yeah, no, Alex, the producer, is singing it in my ear. I have no idea
what you're talking about. But that's my next suit right there.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. The iconic suit ready to go to auction, and how much the three-piece is expected to go for. I'm assuming it's disco.
Yeah.
Okay,
the musical morning continues. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
In this morning's GMA First Look, it's the legal battle of the bowls.
You see me making your chicken. This is going to be in your bowl.
Chipotle Mexican Grill filing a lawsuit in California against salad chain Sweetgreen, alleging Sweetgreen's new Chipotle Chicken Burrito Bowl violates Chipotle's trademark rights.
Certainly the name Chipotle is in this new Sweetgreen bowl. And if you think about it, Chipotle has become very synonymous with this type of bowl.
Chipotle claiming Sweetgreen's very similar and directly competitive bowl is an attempt to capitalize on their brand, arguing the competitor's ad uses the same font and style as Chipotle's branding and features a similar color to their trademarked adobo red.
They have cause to be concerned.
So what does this mean for the future of both restaurants? It's all coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Will Reeve, ABC News, New York.
I have moderate to severe Crohn's disease. Now there's Skyrizi. I've got symptom relief. Control of my Crohn's means everything to me. Control is everything to me. Feel significant symptom relief with Skyrizi, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Skyrizi is the first and only IL-23 inhibitor for Crohn's that can deliver both clinical remission and endoscopic improvement. The majority of people on Skyrizi achieve long-lasting remission at 1 year.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur.
Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to. Liver problems may occur in Crohn's disease.
Ask your gastroenterologist how you can take control of your Crohn's with Skyrizi. Learn how.
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Welcome to a significantly cooler, but still, I'm going to say, okay morning outside. A reminder, yesterday we started with temperatures near 70 degrees. This morning, it's a little bit breezy outside. There's certainly a more chill in the air, but we're not dealing with necessarily bitter cold or just ridiculously warm temperatures. Here's what I do expect: temperatures to warm up. This seems to be the low water mark. Now, there could be a couple mornings where, yes, it does get cooler, but in terms of daytime high temperatures, today's probably going to be the lowest. I mean, it is going to be a straight shot up, maybe not necessarily parabolic, but actually more just step ladder up. The only thing that I could think of that's negative to this time of year, based on all the rain we got, the fact that we were going to get some sunshine, for those of us that may not have mowed our lawns here in spring, well, you may be mowing your lawn with a machete at a certain point because the grass is just starting to come alive. And based on the fact that we have sunshine temperatures in the 50s and 60s, may take a while for some of this ground to begin to dry up. And by that point, again, you may need to yank out the machete and get the jungle out of your yard.
Today, a Dayton Dragons season gets underway in Northeast Ohio when they take on the Lake County Captains. And first pitch tonight is at 6:35. The Dragons play their first 3 games at Lake County and then come back to Dayton for the home opener on Tuesday night when they welcome the Great Lakes Loons. First pitch at Day Air Ballpark is Tuesday, scheduled at 7:05.
You're taking a look this morning at a photo posted to Instagram by Grey's Anatomy actress Katerina Scorsoni. Okay, please don't hate me for that. My bed. Okay, I was gonna say my bedtime is before Grey's Anatomy, so I apologize. Who was opening up about the harrowing moments when she saved her 3 children from a house fire. Scorsoni wrote a couple months ago, my house burned down. She was getting her children ready for bed when thick black smoke filled the home, and she had to roughly about 2 minutes to get her kids out. Sadly, her 4 pets were killed in the house. Now, in her post, she thanked firefighters, neighbors, friends, and family members for their support and help.
Behind me, JuliansLive.com, where John Travolta's iconic suit from Saturday Night Fever is up for auction. Fans of the classic 70s film have a chance to grab the piece of pop culture history later this month. In the 1977 dance drama, Travolta plays a young Italian-American from Brooklyn who escapes the realities of his life by dominating the dance floor at the local disco. The white 3-piece suit worn by Travolta in the movie is expected to fetch up to $200,000. When it goes under the hammer,
I thought it would have got more.
I don't know. It'll be part of the Hollywood Classic and Contemporary sale organized by Julian's Auctions between April 23rd and April 24th.
Interesting.
22nd and 23rd, excuse me.
Can you read?
Staying alive.
That's about the only reference I know from that movie. Like, I don't know much about Saturday Night Fever.
I think it was huge when it came out, but I think its popularity in pop culture faded.
It did, but I mean, it's still, I don't know.
I think Travolta nowadays still is more known for Grease.
Oh, 100%. In fact, I just saw a commercial with him like doing a rendition of Grease with other actors. And they were kind of singing. I don't even remember what the commercial was for. I just remember going, oh my God, John Travolta.
Bald John Travolta looks like Pitbull now.
Okay, but I love the bald John Travolta.
I do too.
I'm just saying. He's still so good looking.
Yeah, man.
I just hate Pitbull.
I feel he could probably, he's old enough to be my dad, I think. I'm pretty positive.
John Travolta?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's like old enough to be my dad.
He's got to be close to 70 if he's not 70 already.
Maybe be my grandpa then.
I was going to say.
Google machine.
Yeah. I mean, all right, tease. We're getting yelled at. 5:57 our time. We got a lot more.
69 years old.
Okay, yeah. A lot more coming up on ABC 22 in the morning at 6.
We're following damage left behind from yesterday's severe weather, how people were impacted in Louisville, Kentucky, coming up next.
He's my mom's age, by the way.
Oh, there you go.
Old enough to be my dad.
There you go. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Live on ABC 22, you're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Here's 3 quick stories you're seeing on social. Robert Kennedy Jr. running for president. He actually just filed the paperwork to run as a Democrat in 2024. RFK Jr. is now the 4th member of the Kennedy family to campaign for the White House.
I have a funny story. I actually, when I interned in New York City, met Bobby Kennedy IV.
Really?
I mean, like, he's like the great grandson, but like, very nice guy.
Carries the name.
Super nice guy. Anywho, new video out of Florida shows one animal making a bad life decision. The animal, meet Nathan Jr. You can see this bobcat crossing the street to take on an angry alligator. Elise Jr.
Yeah,
you
definitely.
do this every morning.
I mean,
you come for me.
The bobcat does look like me, long legs and no butt. Anyways, Warner Brothers is remaking Harry Potter. HBO is set to release a new Harry Potter TV show. Each season will focus on one of the books.
I know a lot of people are hating this because like you can't do, you know, the OG, but I love this idea.
And it will come down to the casting of the kids.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Well, we're waking up to much calmer weather this morning after high winds and storms swept through the Miami Valley.
Now, we saw thunderstorm warnings in parts of our area yesterday, but here with a look at this morning's forecast, let's send it over to meteorologist Nick Maruziak. Nick.
Yeah, it's one of those mornings where it is certainly a lot more calm. We still have a couple of areas of green on the radar, but if anything were to get to the ground, it would be sprinkles, something along that line. But significantly cooler weather is here. Temperatures 20s and 30s below this time 24 hours ago. And speaking of 30s, Richmond, Greenville, Wapakoneta, Troy, you're at 43, 44 right now in Dayton. Dayton itself is at 42. We are in the mid 40s further to the south. Temperatures right for now should stay somewhere between the upper 30s and 40s depending on where you are, so we won't get too much of a difference, but there could be a couple spots that do get maybe 2 degrees cooler, 3 degrees cooler this morning. We will have temperatures returning to the 60s and 70s for next week, but that's next week. In the meantime, well, let's talk about today. All right, for now, on the roads, things are fairly quiet. There is one incident, I-75 south near Dryden Road, exit 50. And a reminder, on the north side, the Dryden exit entrance ramp is still closed.
Many people across the Midwest were left picking up the pieces after the aftermath of yesterday's storms. And Dayton 24/7 Now's Alex King continues our team coverage this morning with a look at that impact. Alex.
Yeah, at least one person is dead this morning after a storm hit an apartment complex, leaving about 50 people without a home. In this video we're going to pull up here, you can see that severe damage, trees and debris from the building left behind. Emergency crews had the area blocked off for safety. A man recalls helping evacuate people from that apartment complex.
We saw the roof come off. We got up there, he went in one building, started evacuating people, and then I went in a townhouse and found the guy that was trapped. And we were just getting all the kids out and everybody out. We didn't really know what was going on. It happened so quick. But fortunately, we were both here and was able to get in there. And nobody was hurt except for the one gentleman, but he left on his own power.
It's not the only area waking up to chaos this morning. We are monitoring social media. Here in Ohio, we haven't seen too much damage, but you can see some incredible pictures and videos on social media. Here's a video from Conn's Weather. He got a lot of really incredible videos and pictures on his Twitter of the storm. You can see here it's just a lot of rain, a lot of wind. That's something we've been seeing consistently across Ohio. Here's another gorgeous picture from storm chaser Brendan on Twitter. He said, beautiful clouds over central Ohio. I mean, another just gorgeous look at the storm. There's beauty that came out of it here in Ohio. Not the case for everyone, of course, but we're going to continue to follow this and keep you updated on air and online at Dayton247now.com. Back to you guys.
This morning, we now know former Vice President Mike Pence will testify in a special counsel probe investigating efforts by former President Trump and his allies to subvert the 2020 election. Pence stated before he believes the Constitution protects him from needing to testify since he was serving as president of the Senate on January 6th. But a federal judge didn't agree and last week ordered him to testify. Pence suggested at the time he might appeal, but a spokesperson confirms he will not.
Dominion Voting Systems, who makes and sells voting hardware and software, could call on Rupert Murdoch to testify in court. The $1.6 billion defamation lawsuit accuses the Fox Media network of promoting false claims Dominion conspired to steal the 2020 election from former President Donald Trump. Now, that's according to the judge overseeing the case. The judge says he won't stand in the way if Dominion issues a subpoena for Murdoch or other corporate officers. Other high-profile Fox employees are expected to testify as well, including Tucker Carlson, Maria Bartiromo, and Sean Hannity.
We're kicking off our 2023 election coverage tonight as we're less than a month away from the May elections. In Washington Township, an updated recreation levy will be on the May ballot. Gwenna Falloon spoke with the township's recreation director about what you need to know.
According to Recreation Director Mark Metzger, homeowners would be paying about $53 per year per every $100,000 in home value. He says that comes out to about a $2 monthly increase. Right now, the Recreation Department is operating with a $1 million levy, so increasing it to $1.5 will bring in an extra $1.3 million. The main focus is going to be on Countryside Park. Metzger says they haven't made changes over the last few years, and it's starting to show its age.
We're looking at trying to improve some of those structures, so things like bridges, things like our paths, things like our picnic shelters, adding some permanent bathrooms back there, and increasing access to some of our water areas.
And although the main focus is going to be the park, Metzger tells me not all of the money will be used for that. He says things like the HVAC and parking lot are also due for repair and renovation. Reporting in Washington Township, I'm Gwyneth Falloon.
One person is now dead after a head-on crash in Champaign County. It was a head-on crash between a semi and an SUV on State Route 56 near State Route 4. The driver of that SUV died.
And last night, all lanes on I-75 North closed temporarily because of a jackknife semi. The truck hit a wall. All 3 lanes on the northbound lanes shut down for nearly 2 hours. No other vehicles were involved.
And an update on the work being done at Salem Avenue. Construction is moving on to phase 3 in the process. Now that means more reconstruction for curbs, sidewalks, and streetlight infrastructure. This time they're going to focus between Manhattan Avenue and Cornell Drive. At the bottom of the map, what you see there. Phase 2 will wrap up in the next few weeks. They're going to continue adding more sections of the roads to get all the way up to Hillcrest Avenue.
And today's an excellent day for an Easter egg hunt at Belmont Park. The Dayton Department of Recreation and the Easter Bunny, of course, are hosting the hunt tonight at 6 p.m. Anyone 10 years old and younger is invited to bring out their basket and have some fun. It only lasts until all eggs are collected, so make sure you get there early.
6:08 is our time right now. Don't forget your headlines are scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
And your weather on the side of your screen all morning long, even during commercials.
Well, the Air Force now using AI. Just ahead, Kelsey McFarland takes a look at how artificial intelligence is being used during training and why it's being described as a game changer moving forward.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Good morning. Here's what it looks like right now over the city of Dayton, where it's a lot more quiet than yesterday was at times. I mean, yesterday just a deluge of rain and really some intense rainfall rates. At one point, I was watching a system just out to the west of Dayton that had a reported 5-inch hour rate of rainfall, meaning if you were to extrapolate it over an hour, it would have been 5 inches. It ended up being closer to 10 or 15 Again, that's impressive amount of heavy-duty rain. Today, just by and large, a cloudy day. It's a day where you can get outside and attempt to enjoy it. It is worth pointing out, though, that with all the wet weather from the last few days and temperatures only in the 50s, it's going to take at least a day, if not 2 or 3, to dry things out. So keep that in mind. It is going to be quite wet outside. Meanwhile, it's a fairly quiet morning commute. The only issue we had near south of Dryden Road either has been cleaned up or wasn't much of one. The only other issue, the entrance ramp closed in that area, but things are moving smoothly all across the board.
Our time right now is 6:12. Play on, playa.
Play on, playa.
Oh yeah, new smoothie store.
Do you know that song?
No.
Oh,
do you think
that's an oldie.
If it's saying playa in the song, do you think I know that song? I mean, come on. New stores coming to the 937 just ahead. We introduce you to the Playables and how many shops they're going to be opening up here in the Miami Valley.
I guess that's my Youngstown education on that. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Live on ABC 22, you're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
The Air Force unveiling a new addition to its combat training, artificial intelligence. The new software is called Crowdbotics, and it's currently being tested by the 59 Test and Evolution Squadron at Nellis Air Force Base in Northeast Las Vegas.
But a recent contract has the software being implemented into more aircrafts and eventually at other bases. Kelsey McFarland has the story.
Inside the 59th Test and Evaluation Squadron on Nellis Air Force Base, there's new technology in the works.
So this is the Crowdbotics software that we are using to help do a flight maneuver recognition.
Adam Ha is the lead F-15E flight test engineer.
Green is good, orange is okay, and then red is out of parameters.
He's showing us how artificial intelligence software analyzed a simulated flight. The tests are in its infancy, but once fully rolled out, this squadron says it will change the game for combat training at Air Force bases across the country.
We want to provide the warfighter and the instructor with the best data possible so that our pilots perform the techniques in the proper way.
Right now, pilots spend hours reviewing video, going over the intricacies of their flight. This software cuts that workload in half.
AI, one thing that it's really good at is to take a repetitive process and perform it at fractions of a time that it would take a human.
So while pilots are inside jets like these, training for combat, artificial intelligence is analyzing what's going right and what's going wrong while in flight. It can also eliminate human error,
which helps take out some of the human factors of someone being exhausted or someone being stressed out from life or anything else.
You may be wondering just how far this AI can go. Airmen say not to worry. This isn't going to be like Terminator 3, where the robots become the bad guys.
Skynet is the virus. It's the reason everything's falling apart.
Skynet has become self-aware.
No, that's not how it is. In fact, AI, despite how intelligent and scary it may seem, it's actually, I wouldn't call it dumb. It just needs a lot of direction. The AI does only what you tell it to do.
A contract between the Air Force and Crowdbotics was just signed. From here, the software will be implemented into more aircraft and weapons on Nellis Air Force Base and eventually expand to other bases.
At the end of the day, it's all about saving lives.
Reporting at Nellis Air Force Base, I'm Kelsey McFarland.
We are looking at a day where temperatures should get into the middle 50s yet again, but how we do it is kind of interesting because I think it's going to be cloudy, perhaps an area of drizzle or very light shower early on. Then as we get probably into the afternoon, you'll start to see every once in a while a pocket of blue sky and amidst the clouds. Clouds actually begin to thin out as we get into tonight as well. For tomorrow, it's a mix of sun and clouds. From time to time, it may be a thicker overcast in terms of those high-level clouds, which are typically really thin. But what you end up with is anywhere between, let's say, partly to mostly cloudy, maybe a spot or two where it does become a little bit more sunshine. Speaking of the sun, that makes a triumphant return for Saturday and Sunday. So do temperatures in the 60s today, only in the mid-50s at best. We'll get down into the 30s overnight. So it is going to be cooler for tomorrow morning. But despite that cooler start, it'll be warmer during the daytime. We always do get those nights where it seems like the second night is the night where we do get colder whenever there's a cold spell. So tonight would be the first night, tomorrow the second night, and then perhaps the third night could be just as cool, but that's more due to the fact that it is going to clear out. As for temperatures, again, over the weekend, pretty nice for your Easter Sunday, and then from there, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, warming up back into the upper 60s and low 70s. Traffic this morning, let's do this thing. Quiet. It is pretty quiet here on a Thursday morning commute. Haven't seen any tie-ups or issues. State roads and interstates are looking good.
Just into our newsroom this morning, breaking news. Saudi Arabia and Iran have just announced they'll resume diplomatic ties and reopen missions in their capitals. Now, it's a major step towards reconciliation after over 7 years of tension. Now, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Mao Ning says foreign ministers from both nations signed a joint statement and will reopen representative offices in their respective capitals. Now, it was the first formal meeting of senior diplomats from the two countries since ties broke in 2016. We will continue to bring you updates from the Breaking News Center all morning long. To get breaking news push alerts sent directly to your phone, download the Dayton 24/7 Now app in Google Play and Apple App Stores.
Topping this morning's Dayton Business Journal headlines. Check it out. A national smoothie and smoothie bowl chain is bringing 2 new locations to the Dayton area. Playa Bowls is planning restaurants in downtown Dayton and in Springboro. They hope to be open as early as this summer. The restaurant franchise focuses on health food options and offers plant-based ingredients for smoothie bowls, smoothies, juices, coffees, and cold-pressed juices. Each store uses 100% LED lighting, eco-friendly materials in building construction, and bowls and spoons to minimize their environmental footprint. To read more about this story and others like it, head on over to Dayton247now.com, click on the news tab, and select Dayton Business Journal.
Our time right now is 6:21. Take me out to the ball game.
Now I know that song.
The Dragon season ready to start. Get excited just ahead who they're playing tonight on the road and catch them right here at home.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Time for Pet of the Day, and today we are joined by Atlas. Atlas is our very own Alex King's dog. And Atlas, believe, enjoying the floor, maybe a little bit cooler there. Not sure when this picture was taken, but I know mine was not pleased yesterday with all the storms out and about. So it was a day where a lot of the dogs, the animals, had to stay inside. So I didn't see a lot more people outside because, again, it was raining, it was nasty out, and we did have a lot of thunder and just muddy conditions. I think the mud sticks around today. It's the only reason I would go to Yellow Paws. Otherwise, it's just going to be cloudy with temperatures 40s giving way to 50s. So it's also going to be cool out there. But again, it could be a whole lot worse out there. And really, the next few days should actually be fairly quiet and nice to get outside with the pets and let them enjoy the great outdoors. Meanwhile, on the roads this morning, it's fairly quiet. Haven't noticed any issues outside. Things are shaping up okay as you head out on your morning commute.
Today, a Dayton Dragon season gets underway in Northeast Ohio when they take on the Lake County Captains. And first pitch tonight is at 6:35. The Dragons played their first 3 games at Lake County, then come back to Dayton for the home opener Tuesday night when they welcome the Great Lakes Loons. First pitch is at Day Air Ballpark on Tuesday and scheduled at 7:05 and should be fun. I always love a Dragons game. I mean, I think part of the whole experience is like the entertainment throughout the game.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
They're so good at it. Like, they're so good at the family entertainment.
Oh, yeah. And when I took Hudson to his first game last year, he just absolutely loved it. It was absolutely,
sure.
It was so beautiful outside, and he kept wanting to go for treats.
And but the lawn seats are really fun too. Like, if you have a toddler, I feel like the lawn seats are kind of for you because, well, you're going to be corralling them most of the time, but that's fine.
I was going to say, yeah, if you have anything under than like 4 years old.
Yeah, have fun with that. I'm not doing it.
Yep.
So
I'm the different end of the spectrum. I like baseball, so I like going to see the prospects play and all that. I know, very old man, get off my porchy here, but yeah, I'm excited to catch a.
You're the guy that's watching the game and also has the radio piece in his ear.
No, I'm not.
Eating
Steve
Cracker
Bartman.
Jacks.
No, I'm not that person. I don't eat Cracker Jacks. I eat whatever food comes in that little novelty hat.
Dippin' Dots. That is the key.
Dippin' Dots? Oh, okay, yeah,
Anything.
Dippin' Dots.
Our time right now,
Like Dippin'
6:26. Still to
Whatever
go.
they serve.
Severe damage left behind across the Midwest from yesterday's storm. We're going to take a look at the aftermath coming up next.
But first, here's Nick Calderon with America's. Good job paying attention. Steals and deals.
The following segment is sponsored by Knocking.
Work, the gym, kids, pets, running around all day with errands. I don't know about you, but by the end of all that, the end of the day, my back hurts. I can feel it, and I know you can too. Let me show you a product that will ease your back pain, but still keep you on the go. This is the Calming Heat Back Wrap. It's wearable, super comfortable, and totally customizable. It has 9 different settings, all available right here on the remote control, including, get this, heat, level 1 right there, vibration, and my favorite, the lumbar support. Right now, this thing is inflating against my lower back, almost like a blood pressure cuff, and easing my low back pain. It works for me. I bet it will work for you. I've struggled with back pain for years, and airline seats send me into spasms almost every time I fly. But now I don't worry about that because I wear this thing on the plane, and I arrive at my destination virtually pain-free. It works, and it can work for you too. Right now, we're offering an exclusive 35% off the Calming Heat Back Wrap. Seriously, take advantage of this offer right now. Head to asadeals.com. Your back will thank you.
Live on ABC 22. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Here's a look at 3 quick stories you're waking up to on social this morning. Protesters in France, well, they are protesting the retirement age and how the government's trying to lift it from 62 to 64. Now, they dropped this banner at the top saying 64, it's no.
It's a no.
It's a no.
I mean, I would take 64.
I would take yes.
Right? I mean,
yeah, no
I will not be on TV at 64. I'll tell you that.
Yes, you will.
No, I won't.
You're a lifer. You'll be there.
No, I won't. I'm not going to be. Listen, you got to look a certain way, and I'm not doing it. No.
I'll be here dying on the desk.
You'll be bald.
That's not fun.
Well, why is this baby crying? She's so sad. You know why? Because she's so cute. But, whoa. Oh, that's not how it is. Anywho, the dog that was in that video stole her pacifier.
We're back.
And we're back.
What's up, dog?
What's up, dog?
All right, check this out. The zoo animals
dog?
had a great Easter egg hunt. Zookeepers in London surprised the animals with Easter eggs filled with treats. Tigers look like they're having a good old time.
What does one give a tiger?
I don't know. The Frosted Flakes, they're great.
You're so stupid. No, like Tiger King. What would he gave him the spoiled meat from
He's
Walmart.
like, get my Walmart meat, boy. I love Tiger
All right,
King.
well, yesterday's early morning tornado in Missouri, heading to a serious story this morning, actually killed several people, injured others, and had widespread damage.
Dayton 24/7 Now's Alex King is live with a look at what's left behind. Alex.
Yeah, at least 5 people are dead after that tornado in Bollinger County. In this drone video, you can see trees all over the place, homes destroyed, and a lot of mess left to clean up. Missouri's Governor Mike Parson speaking out about this tragedy.
I think when you look at the devastation of this, it's going to be weeks upon months to be able to recover. It's a long journey ahead for the people that live here.
And here at home, we've had a few people chime in photos and videos of the storm. We have a lot of rainbow pictures, calm after the storm, really. This was taken yesterday evening by and Boss Lady sent it to our chime in page. And we're also going to show you a video that our chief meteorologist Natalie Walters posted. It's the storm time lapse. Oh, of course, we've got the ad going here. All right, let's skip that. Okay, here's the time lapse posted by our very own chief meteorologist, Natalie Walters. And you can see just the storm moving through the city of Dayton. Incredible video. I highly recommend you check that out. We always want to see your weather photos. Scan the QR code on your screen right now. That will take you to our chime-in page where you can upload your photos to us. You might even see them on air at Dayton 24/7 now.
Good morning. We are waking up to right now just a couple of areas of drizzle. Let's actually go ahead and just move a little bit further south. So if you're heading down to Cincinnati, there may be just a touch of wet roads. But big storyline we're watching today is the much colder start. Of course, yesterday, dare I say, ridiculously warm in the morning. I think that would be fair. We are going to continue to see temperatures below where they were yesterday during the daytime. We're actually going to eventually get temperatures into the 50s later on today. This compared to 70 degrees or thereabouts yesterday. So again, much cooler temperatures. As for the roads right for now, things are, well, frankly, quiet this morning. No major issues on the interstate, so things are looking okay thus far.
Right now, Dayton Congressman Mike Turner is visiting Europe. Here's a look at his Twitter page showing Congressman Turner meeting with Ukrainian President Zelensky. While in Austria, Turner said the U.S. supporting Ukraine's fight is vital in sending a message to other world leaders.
The initial Russian invasion certainly shows to China that this is not a walk in the park for them if they should choose to invade Taiwan, and that Taiwan does have the support of the United States.
Taiwan's president is in the U.S. right now. She just met with the House Speaker, Kevin McCarthy. The U.S. acknowledges China's position that Taiwan is part of its country, but does not recognize Chinese sovereignty over the island.
A new report just released by the Maryland Attorney General details decades of child sex abuse in the Archdiocese of Baltimore. The 450-page document identifies nearly 160 priests and other church members accused of abusing more than 600 people. Now, among the accounts, a deacon who admitted to abusing children, over 100 children, and a priest who abused 20 students at a Catholic boys' school after receiving psychiatric treatment.
While it may be too late for the survivors to see criminal justice served, we hope that exposing the Archdiocese's transgressions to the fullest extent possible will bring some measure of accountability and perhaps encourage others to come forward.
The Archbishop of Baltimore offered an apology to survivors, confirming the accounts in the report and vowing to prevent future abuse. The Archdiocese of Cincinnati released its own list of priests with substantiated allegations of sexually abusing a minor. You're taking a live look this morning. It includes 16 priests from the Archdiocese and 51 priests who ministered in the Archdiocese but were not part of it. And according to the Archdiocese of Cincinnati, all of the priests on the list have either died, been removed from priesthood, or banned from public ministry.
And right now, the Indiana State Fire Marshal is working to find out what caused a deadly fire yesterday. According to Union City Police Chief, crews responded around 3:20 a.m. to a home on Greenville Pike. The 911 call reported was a person trapped inside. Crews extinguished the fire and found a 60-year-old man dead. Investigators are still working to identify him.
Right now, the American Red Cross is kicking off its Sound the Alarm campaign to install free alarms nationwide. Our Clara Faith spoke with the organization about their goals to keep you safe.
The American Red Cross is using the Sound Alarm campaign to help reduce house fire deaths and injuries. As you can see throughout our station, we have smoke detectors set up. Volunteers are needed to help install free smoke detectors throughout the Dayton community, and Red Cross officials tell me it's all free.
We go knocking on doors, door to door, asking residents if we can come inside and install free smoke alarms in their homes. There's absolutely no catch.
And if you'd like to volunteer, you can go to our website at Dayton247.com and click the link in this story. Back to you.
The Dayton Business Journal has named the 2023 40 Under 40 winners. Our very own Elise Coulter was named on this year's list. This marks the 26th year the DBJ has honored the region's brightest young professionals. Roughly 200 people from around the Miami Valley were nominated this year. Congrats to the winners, especially Elise. Yeah, get it, girl. You did it. High five.
You're so weird.
Why? Because I'm cheering you on?
No, it's just weird. Why are you so excited?
Because I'm proud of you.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks, Mom.
You've come
Are you
going to
put out a really weird, creepy post like my mom did, too?
No. Though I do have a quote I could write.
Oh, there you go. What's the quote going to be?
I'm not going to tell. It's got to be a surprise.
Well, 6:39 is our time right now. Don't forget, your headlines are scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
And your weather on the side of your screen all morning long, even during commercials.
Rain, rain, go away. No, this doesn't really go. So the Reds can play another game. Just ahead, Matt Digby has the Cincinnati schedule change for not one, but 2 games.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
the Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
There's something about sunrise atop a mountain, the beautiful colors, and the serenity. This from the Asheville, North Carolina area. Now to Chicago, where things got electric as strong thunderstorms moved through the area Tuesday night. And in Texas, a beautiful shot of storm clouds a couple of hours outside of San Antonio.
For more content like this, follow the National Weather Desk on Instagram.
That last picture was just a really great photo of the structure of a storm cell. And yesterday it was interesting because I could see the clouds in the distance and I could see how they were building. It was just, we never quite got to the point where we built in the instability. That was always the question mark about yesterday, at least locally, was are we going to have enough of that instability in the air? And once that first wave came through, dumped that heavy rain, it became less and less likely for us. Plus, of course, that frontal boundary ended up coming in about, I would say, an hour or two earlier than some of the models were predicting. So there was never a period where we really had a chance, again, to get that instability. Meanwhile, there's no instability in the air, but there is a chill. It does feel like it's in the 30s and low 40s this morning. It is rather cool outside. Once that breeze comes in, I will say, being in a suit jacket probably needs a little bit more outside, but it is going to be a fine day today. Temperatures mid to upper 50s. Tomorrow we'll be back into the upper 50s, and then from there we'll pretty much be in 60-degree plus territory. It is springtime and certainly heading into the middle of spring. At least that's what it's going to feel like temperature-wise.
Good morning, I'm Matt Digby with a look at sports. The plan on Wednesday for the Cincinnati Reds was to finish their series with the Chicago Cubs with an afternoon game. Of course, the weather had other plans, meaning no ball game in Hamilton County. In fact, Wednesday's game has been postponed to September when it will be played as part of a split doubleheader. And also, the Reds actually have today off, too, due to the weather. They were supposed to start a road trip at Philadelphia, but the Phillies made the call yesterday to move today's game to Friday, which was originally a scheduled off day. Reds right now 3-2. They've hit at least one home run in all 5 games so far. They have road series at Philly and Atlanta before hosting the Phillies next Thursday, April 13th. Basketball news for the Miami Valley. Tri-Village senior Riley Sagister will continue her career as a student athlete at Wright State. Sagister, who helped the Lady Patriots complete a perfect season and win the Division IV state championship. She had originally committed to Marshall University in West Virginia, but then reopened her recruitment after the Thundering Herd changed coaches. Sagister was named Division IV Player of the Year and was runner-up in the voting for Ohio's Miss Basketball. That will do it for sports. I'm Matt Digby.
6:45 our time right now. More sugar, more problems. Kind of like more money, more problems. New concerns about added sugars in minutes. The negative health outcomes from the new study.
Oh, sugar, da 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 da.
Babe. Oh, that would have been a better one.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now. Yeah. Consumption of free sugar could lead to at least 45 negative health outcomes. That's according to a new study published Wednesday in the Journal of BMJ. U.S. and Chinese researchers found that added sugars, which are in foods like syrups, honey, fruit juice, vegetable juice, and purees, are associated with significantly higher risks of many sicknesses, including diabetes, gout, obesity, high blood pressure, heart attack, stroke, cancer, asthma, tooth decay, depression, and early death. I'm getting depressed just reading this story. It says people should limit free sugar intake to about 6 teaspoons per day. By the way, have a happy Easter, everybody. Enjoy those treats.
We're all going to die sometime. Some of us go very happy.
Time.
Come on, don't Debbie
No,
Downer.
go the opposite direction with it, which
We
is
all die.
Which
Here we
is,
go.
look,
We're
all going to go sometime. If
is
sugar gets me there 4 days sooner, I'm going to enjoy a dang cookie in the morning, okay, science? Like, there is a point where even I look at science and go, we have gone way too far with this. I get it. You know, like, limit your sugar. But, come on.
Do the weatherman.
Hey, don't make me do stuff.
Weather boy.
Oh, they're just being mean to me for no reason, just because I'm science. And science is wrong in this case. I just want my sugar. All right, here's what we're looking at for the next day or two. We're still seeing cloudy skies across the area. We will continue to see every once in a while a little bit of sunshine breaking through. Tomorrow morning, probably more clouds than sun. This is a case where I just think it's more of a high overcast that you'll be able to peter through, at least some blue sky, or, you know, the giant orb that is the sun. For today, though, it is going to be much cooler. Temperatures mid-50s, perhaps even a couple of us should get 56, 57. I'm thinking the southern part of our area, the Springboroughs, the Lebanons, those areas. Temperatures will also be in the upper 50s for tomorrow. Beyond that, should be 60 degrees plus, including the potential for 70 degrees early next week. So there's certainly some good news there as you look towards the future. Easter Sunday itself, where I'm going to eat way too much chocolate with sugar in it. It's going to be gorgeous outside. All right, now traffic. It's fine outside. There's no major issues on the interstates, and haven't seen any big problems this morning. Certainly yesterday, a little bit more active afternoon, evening. A lot of rain, but didn't have a whole lot of severe weather in our area. Did have some really strong winds around Cincinnati. I was seeing a couple around 60 miles per hour or thereabouts.
We give you a little leeway, and you get up to give the sermon.
I know, no kidding. My goodness. Nathan's like 10 minutes later, we'll get to the forecast.
Yeah, hey, look, there is a certain point
This is
where...
why the producers hate you. No, I'm just kidding.
Really? You want to be the pot on a kettle or that one?
Okay, we'll see about that, my friend.
Well, we'll see.
I'm saying out of this one. You guys are nuts. Our time right now is 6:51. Taking a live look at downtown Dayton
Oh, a
this
beautiful
morning.
live shot.
Yeah, it's a great morning here in the Miami Valley. Ahead, Gwyneth Falloon looks at a new levy that will be on the May ballot.
Good morning. Coming up, I'll be tracking that dangerous storm moving east this morning following another round of tornadoes that have left at least 5 people dead. I'll tell you where this storm is headed next. Also this morning, the new potential trouble for Donald Trump as former Vice President Pence moves closer to testifying about January 6th. Those stories and so much more coming up.
Well, this morning we are waking